Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Folks, we're going to talk about 3 more short stories today. Hooray for short stories! There's always tons of them to talk about, right? The first one is from Star Wars Insider number 67, and it is written by the man Troy Denning. It is called Trouble with Squibs. Basically, Han and Leia they're still going around collecting art just after Tatooine's ghost, and now they're going after some Alderaanian sculptures, and they encounter the Squibs again, actually 2 of the 3, and they're trying to convince them to get this other very expensive statue they thought. It turns out to be the other Squib, so they got hoodwinked, haha. And it's a fun read. It's not necessary it doesn't connect to anything really. This adventure, like I said, is kind of a short adventure that takes place after Tatooine's ghost and falls in line with Han and Leia basically hitting up all the flea markets for Alderaanian antiques, right? And it's okay. Again, I love the Squibs, and so the story's okay, but it's not much. All right, the next one is called Phantom Menaces. This one is written by Joe Causey, and it's in Star Wars Tales number 17. You see Luke is on the planet, I think it's Erodia, and he encounters a holographic image of Darth Maul. This holographic image can fight Luke too. And later on we find out that this scientist is there and he has the brain of Darth Maul. He took it from the Theed Palace after Darth Maul had died. And you know, it's the parts and pieces, man and machine of Darth Maul. And of course he attacked and Luke has to, you know, face down Maul. It was all a big what if story. It felt like a what if story. What if Luke got to fight Darth Maul? What would it be like? And so they brought the scientist in and said, yes, and he has the remains of Darth Maul. Now later on we find out that Darth Maul is alive, right, in the Clone Wars. And so you're saying, oh, this was a big contradiction. Well, with me, when I read it, I was like, oh, this is garbage. Because I said, Maul is dead. And when they brought him back after being dead, I was like, ugh, I hated that. But then I was like, I never even thought about Tales being, you know, a contradiction, because I hate Tales overall anyway. And most of those stories, not most of them, but a lot of them were non-canon to begin with. And so you could easily say, well, that was just one of the non-canon tales they told. Well, the Star Wars Encyclopedia basically kind of smoothed out this contradiction, even though I don't think they had to, but they felt the need. And they said that that scientist was lying. He was exaggerating to Luke. That was not the brain of Darth Maul. You know, of course, Darth Maul was still alive. Ha ha ha, this whole time. How silly. No, that scientist just wanted to, he just knew about Darth Maul somehow. One of the most well-kept secret hidden Siths ever. Who cares? Okay, so he was bragging that maybe later on, after the Jedi reported that there was a Darth Maul, they found out more news about him. Or maybe after the Clone Wars came out, they knew more about him. That makes more sense. Never mind. So anyway, the scientist wanted to boast that he had found the brain of Darth Maul, but, well, obviously he wouldn't have known that if he came back after the Clone Wars. Maybe this is still a contradiction here. Either way, the scientist is a terrible liar, and it's a terrible story because it's in Star Wars Tales. It's really all you need to know. The next one is from Star Wars Tales number 18. Yay! We're talking about another Star Wars Tales short comic. This one's written by Jason Hall, and it's called Being Boba Fett. Basically, Boba Fett is searching after his prey. He tracks it down. He finds out they share a similar loss. They both lost fathers at the Battle of Geonosis. You know, he lost Jango, and this guy lost a dad too. So Boba Fett decides to let him go. Oh, okay, whatever. Star Wars Tales 18 was a comic book dedicated to nothing but Boba Fett short comics. And I was like, oh no, because I hate Star Wars Tales. I love Boba Fett, and I'm always scared whenever they tell a story about Boba Fett that they're going to screw it up. And the story was okay. It wasn't really that good. I understand what they were trying to do with that issue, saying, man, we really need to get our sales up. Let's make an entire comic book all about short stories about Boba Fett. And I can't remember all of them. I mean, as I go through them in chronological order, maybe I'll talk about a few, but overall, I want to say most of them were just kind of boring. There may have been 1 or 2 that were good. I just don't know what all was in there, but I know it was an attempt to boost sales of that comic book that wasn't selling so well. Anyway, so those are the 3 short stories I want to talk about. Do you have to get any of them? No, not really, but they fit kind of right around here in the chronology, which is why I had to mention it. All right, folks, that's it for now. See you next time with another video.